Hey everyone, this is Queenie Clem with Queenie's Book Talk and Reviews, and I am your literary ambassador. And today I have the author, Dwon Johnson, on my channel today. Welcome, Miss Johnson. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
All right, let's jump right in. Tell us about you.
Well, I'm a Marine Corps veteran. I'm a storyteller. I'm an author. I co-host a radio talk show, Dwon After Dark. I try to have my hands in a lot of little projects. I'm a mother and a mentor also.
Oh, wow. What is your genre?
Women fiction, with a touch of erotica.
Okay. Okay. How many books have you written?
I have one solo project and three anthologies with Brown Girl Books.
Okay. Would you like to talk about your books and show your book?
Yes, this is Beautiful Mistake.
Mm-hmm.
It's my solo project. I try to write, as far as all of my solo projects, I try to touch on a mental illness in order to bring awareness to mental illness because it's kind of taboo. It's kind of has a stigma attached to it. So, Beautiful Mistake is about a young lady journey. She's on a journey to self discovery. She's in
Mm-hmm.
love with a married man who's in love with her, but his wife is hating both of them. Her best friend is in love with her, so she goes through the motion of finding love and basically figuring out it's up to her to find love through herself. And it also touches on what happens when you don't take your medication. She goes through this hypersexual stage. When you're manic, you go through these stages. Her stages is hypersexuality and indulging and spending. So we go through her sleeping with her or her others.
Okay. Okay.
But it's a story of sin, sex, murder, and redemption.
All right. Where do you get your inspiration?
I get my inspiration from my story ideas. My inspiration for my story ideas. I pull a lot from my personal experiences,
Mhm.
and I pull a lot. I listen to other people. I ear hustle a lot. Everywhere I go, I ear hustle. So I love to hear bits and pieces of other people's stories, and I try to figure out, okay, so what would make it interesting? How do their story end up? So that's where I get my inspiration as far as my stories.
Oh, okay. Tell us about your first published book and what was the journey like?
The first published book was an anthology. It was the X Chronicles,
Mm-hmm.
and it was for Brown Girls Publishing. And we had to write a story about X situations. You either get together, you come together, or you don't. And that journey was kind of emotional for me because I've been writing for a while, but this is the first time that I knew that I was writing a story. So I realized I had to put myself in that character's place. So I had to, I am bipolar. So to get into the place that I wanted to go with that story, I took myself off of my medication to have me go to a dark place. So that was a totally emotional roller coaster because I had the story picked where I wanted it to go, but it totally took total turn in one night, and I ended up writing a whole different story. And the ending was so dramatic. I cried the whole time I wrote that story.
And that's where I found you at in that when I read that book.
You did?
Yes. 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 What are the challenges that you face when writing?
Again, I suffer from bipolar, so every day is hard just getting up, trying to go through a day. So that's one of my challenges, just getting up and making myself get in front of my laptop and writing a story. And it's a challenge because I want to write happy endings. I really want to write happy endings, but my characters don't take me that way. And sometimes when I'm in my character mode, it just sends me in a emotional tailspin.
Have you always wanted to be an author?
Yes, I've always wanted. When the first thing I wanted to be was two different facts of life. And when I realized I couldn't be Kim Fields, I decided I wanted to write because I've been reading ever since I could read. I love reading.
Mhm. Okay. How do you handle writer's block?
I do this thing with whatever I'm writing. I make a musical playlist and I download all the songs that would make me put me in the position or put me in that mood that my character is in. And I just basically listen to that a playlist. Like for the X Chronicles, I kept playing Hello by Adele because it was so sad and it fit that story. So I basically just listen to the playlist that I have for that particular book.
Okay.
And then and every once in a while I have to just remove myself. So I'll go make candles. I make candles and body goodies. So I'll take myself out of the book mode and try to do something else and then come back to it refreshed.
Okay. Describe a typical writing day.
A typical writing day. I get up, I say my prayers, I lay out on my laptop, I lay out my notes, my outlines, my synopsis. I go, excuse me, take my shower, put on some comfortable clothes,
Mm-hmm.
uh, listen to music until it's time to write, and then I just get in front of the computer and I start writing. And if I can't write, I just do something, listen to more music until I can, like Victoria Christopher Murray say, throw up on the page.
Okay. What is the most difficult part about writing for you?
Panicking, wondering if I'm writing something that others would want to read. That's one of my. That's another obstacle. It tends to slow me down too because I self doubt. I second guess myself as it is. This is a story that somebody else will want to read.
Okay. How do you handle literary criticism?
I realize that it's constructive criticism, and I can basically tell when it's mean spirited and when it's a place out of
Mhm.
love. So I accept the criticism that's constructive, and anything that I feel that is mean spirited, I tend to overlook because I can't do negativity. If I listen to negativity, I I wouldn't even write. But thank God, I've gotten great reviews.
Mhm. Which of your books were the most enjoyable to write?
Beautiful mistake because it was mine, all mine.
What is your greatest accomplishment thus far as a writer?
It has to be putting out my first solo project, from beginning to end, seeing it through. That's my best accomplishment thus far. Beautiful mistake is my everything.
How do you feel about reviews?
Uh, I enjoy them, the ones that I have gotten. I enjoy them. I love them. I take them for what they are. Like I said, I have all 5 stars so far. So of course I'm enjoying those. They make me feel good. I put them in my happy jar. I keep a happy jar. So when I
Yes.
feel like I'm lacking or I'm not doing a good job, I just pull a review out and read it.
What projects are you working on right now?
Beautiful disaster. Everybody has been asking for the story, the follow-up story of
Yes.
Journey and Aaron and Lyric. So I'm bringing it because Beautiful Mistake ended up off with a bit. So I'm ready to bring it on.
Okay. When did you first realize you wanted to be an author?
Um, like I said, from the moment that I started writing, keeping the journal at age 8. I've always written stories. I just didn't have enough confidence to think that they could go anywhere. So
Hmm.
I've always wanted to write since I was about 8 years old, keeping a diary.
Can you tell the readers how to get in touch with you and get your books?
Yes, from Amazon.com, you can go to the easiest way to find Beautiful Mistake is by putting Dwon D. Moss, that's my author's name, in a search engine, and it'll pull up everything. It'll pull up the anthologies also. You can find Beautiful Mistake, and if your listeners and readers wanted an autographed copy, they can email me at djohnson@yahoo.com, or they can hit me up on Instagram at Johnson Dwon. And Dwon is DWON.
Okay. Is there anything you would like to add before we go?
No, just thank you, thank you, thank you so much for this interview. And Beautiful Mistake is a great read. I want the listeners and the readers to know you pick it up, you read it, you won't regret it.
Okay. Do you want to play a game with me?
Yes.
A game at the end. A little fun game to see it more about you.
Okay.
All right. Favorite movie and why?
Favorite movie and why? It's got to be The Five Heartbeats because anything that has singing, any musical, anything that has singing is it. So that I guess that's the tie with Dream Girls, Little Shop of
Yes.
Horrors, everything that has the Temptations. Five Heartbeats would be the tie between Five Heartbeats and Dream Girls because they have singing.
All right. Are you a morning or night person?
Night.
Okay. Snack while writing.
Oh Lord, yes, the wrong kinds.
The best thing you've done in your life.
The best thing I've done in my life, raising my son.
Name 2 pet peeves as an author.
People writing stuff and quoting without giving the authors credit, not putting stuff in quotation marks, and not using punctuations. Run on sentences.
You see my arrow with that one. You see my arrow with that one. 5 adjectives to describe yourself.
Fun,
1,
quirky,
2,
mysterious,
3,
positive,
4,
happy.
5. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I really enjoyed
Thank you.
this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being here today on Queenie's Book Talk and Reviews. Again, this is Arthur Dwon Johnson. Show your book one more time
And this is my name. My author name is
Website.
Dwon
Yeah.
D. Moss.
All right. Dwon
D. Moss.
House is her author name. Yes. If you want the book, go to Amazon. Go to Amazon, and the um, next book will be out when?
It will be out the winter of this year, 2019.
Woo, 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 woo.
Woo!
Thank you. Thank you again. Again, this is Queenie with Queenie's Book Talk and Reviews. Happy reading. See y'all later. Love ya. Bye.